What's going on, guys? It is Hicks here from TGN and TsM, bringing you guys another great episode of TsM Talk. Now, we are on episode 11 of TsM Talk this week, and this is our brand new format that we're bringing at you guys. Me and Duncan thought this would be a better way to get our news out to you and do our talk show at least. We're going to be doing 3 episodes a week, one topic per episode, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes long instead of the hour and a half, one big episode. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Please thumbs this video up or comment down below if you like this video format. But let's move on to our topic, which is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now, Duncan won't be doing any participating in this talk this week because he is very sick, so it'll be just me. But I digress. I want to talk about this game because Counter-Strike is one of those games I've been playing for such a long time and I absolutely love, and it's really the only first-person shooter out there that I can currently say that is better than anything that's new regarding skill-based, the amount of community support there is, and how we all, try to keep this game as alive as possible. And currently, right now, Counter-Strike, both 1.6 and Source, are the most played PC FPS shooters to date. Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty together don't even match these games. So there's around 120 to 125,000 players playing daily on Counter-Strike Global Offensive for the PC, and what is it? Modern Warfare 3 doesn't even have 30 or 40,000. So, these games easily break Call of Duty, regardless on how popular Call of Duty and Battlefield really are. The PC side really enjoy companies like Valve and Hidden Path Entertainment who stick to their games and make sure that they stay core every time. Again, why I'm bringing you guys this as our topic this week is because there's brand new beta news. I told you guys in a previous TsM Talk if there was any more news on Global Offensive, I would be the first, hopefully, to bring it to you guys. But as of right now, on November 30th, there will be 10,000 closed beta keys that will be given out to players to beta test Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which will hopefully go live very early, like January, February time frame for the PC and the PS3 and Xbox 360. Now, Counter-Strike Global Offensive was actually originally going to be a Counter-Strike Source port to the consoles. And about halfway through, Valve decided that, hey, instead of making this a port and possibly upsetting the PC players and the Counter-Strike community as a whole, why don't we just take this port? We are very, very far in it. Let's kind of scrap certain console aspects and bring this into a whole new game. Now, a lot of people are kind of weary when that happens for the fact that, they'll think that they go away from the core gameplay. But in fact, from looking at alpha footage, the game, it looks absolutely still Counter-Strike, that I really don't think they can go too much farther away from it. Like, they won't be able to go too far from it. Even though they are porting it to the consoles, they actually are going to be doing that individually. So they'll be tightening up controls and stuff for the PC, but making sure that it is playable on the consoles. And not like a shitty port that, PCs have been getting lately, but an actually very good port. 1.6 long ago when the Xbox One came out was actually ported to the Xbox. So, they've done porting before, and 1.6 wasn't too good for the console, as the fact that a skill-based first-person shooter like Counter-Strike is very hard for console players, because you have to be very precise and things like that. But from the alpha, like I said, the alpha gameplay that I've seen for the PC is very good, very fluid, very Counter-Strike. And nothing, they haven't been stealing anything from Call of Duty or Battlefield. They've been trying to stay true to their core gameplay, which is a must with this community and this game and this franchise. For those who don't know anything about Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike originally began as a mod or basically a modification to Half-Life 1, which was an FPS shooter back way, I think like 98, 99, maybe 97. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played, so excuse me on dates. But from there, Counter-Strike 1.6 even had mods on it, like the Specialist. There was like a movie one and something else, but Specialist is one of the mods I played personally on 1.6 the most. And then Condition Zero came after 1.6, and I didn't play any of that. I played a lot of 1.6, so I really didn't play any Condition Zero, but it is a very fail title for the franchise itself. It didn't do very good at all. A lot of negative feedback. And then Source came out, and now Source basically was using the Source engine, and they made the game a separate entity. Like Counter-Strike Source was its own game developed separately. It wasn't a mod, it wasn't anything else. Source was its own game on a new engine, so called the Source engine, and it was amazing. It literally destroyed all the competitive gaming, like Quake, Unreal. Just took it out of MLG basically. And 1.6 and Source were the new, first-person shooters out there on the board for MLG. Leagues like ESEA, CEVO, Cal, they wanted this game, they wanted this franchise on their game, on their their playlist. So with Source and 1.6 being together, and that's why the community meshes so well. Even though we do have fan wars between which game is better, the community itself is very intact and very motivated. So it's very good. So, Source came out, and they've run 2 other games called Counter-Strike Neo and Counter-Strike Online, which I believe is only the eastern side. It never came to the western side. But from what I've heard, Counter-Strike Online is like Source and Condition Zero meshed together. Not that great, because it is a free-to-play, I believe. So free-to-plays usually don't do very well. But I digress. The franchise itself is very strong. They have a huge following of people with them. So I really don't see this game really going down the drain personally. But what Global Offensive is bringing back is the competitive side of Counter-Strike. Now, Counter-Strike has a lot of mods in itself. For example, Counter-Strike Source. My gaming community, TSM, Team Steve McGill, we have, I think, 5 or 6 servers now. We have a surf server. Basically, people make a map where your player can go on a certain angle and they can surf a map. Or basically, you just have a lot of fun. You surf, and you get into a jail, and it's called Surf RPG. So when you kill someone, you earn points, and you use those RPG points to upgrade maybe weapon damage, or you get more health, or you get faster speed, longer jump, fire pistols, all that fun stuff that make an RPG pretty fun. We got that as a server. We've got Gun Game, which is one of the best mods on the Counter-Strike, hands down. I don't care what anyone says. I love Gun Game. I stream Gun Game on my Twitch TV all the time. Call of Duty tried it. It didn't do very well. They tried it on my 1 for 3. You can now customize it, so it is a little bit better. But other than that, Gun Game is one of the better mods for Counter-Strike Source. And then you've got Scouts Knives, you've got Zombie mod, you've got Jailbreak mod, you've got Custom Server mod, you've got the mod that we developed called 007, which is our entire server is 007 GoldenEye maps. We ripped all the textures from the N64 cartridge, and we made textures so we can make, all the maps as good as possible. And we watched the movies and played the game so many times that we have the exact layout, almost every single map that we have on there, that, goes with the style of gameplay that we have on there. But we've got it, so basically when you come in, you're playing GoldenEye. We've got the music, we've got throwing knives, we got knife rounds. I mean, we've got everything on the server. So there's a lot of mods with Counter-Strike Source. And then so when we move into Global Offensive, they've already promised, they've already even confirmed that we will be able to mod the game like we did in Source. And I believe they're going to try and implement mods that are already in Source, like Gun Game, and I believe like Scouts Knives or Zombie mod. I think they're going to try and already incorporate that, which is great. That'll be less work for us as mods, or for modders, and it allow us to create better plugins and stuff like that for the game. So that's very cool. But onto the map side of Global Offensive. Global Offensive maps are redesigned around the Source community. It looks like the maps seem to be all the same from the old ones, like your D-Dust 1, D-Dust 2, Office, Train, what's some other ones, Contra, all those, hardcore competitive type style. And they've redesigned them that have different pathways now, different ways to navigate the map now. They're still the same, look and everything. Like, you still have your overheads, you still have your crosswalks, you still have your tunnels, but they've just added like little side paths. Like, for example, in Dust 1 in the gameplay that you might see on footage is, in Dust 1 on CT side, there's this balcony that you can look into a tunnelway that's underneath you, and you can always AWP people. A lot of AWPers sit there when they play that map. You can AWP them through the brick wall, or you can get them right when they pop out. And it's very hard for the terrorists to see that guy, but then they have to wall bang them most of the time, or throw smoke so they can't be seen, then throw flashes up. It's a mess down there. So what they decided to do is, we'll keep the entire map as is, but we're now going to add a nice little pathway on the right side of that lower tunnels, allow terrorists to come up through that tunnel up to the top stairway and be able to look at that sniper and get him and allow us to advance further. So doing little things like that is very gameplay changing. It'll lessen the what do you want to call it, tight spots or your kill spots, and allow you to actually think more dynamic and having to, you know, make better strategies. And so they've done that with all the maps, and they've really updated them graphically, and just added little side things like that it really makes that map much better than what it used to be. Then we move on to weapons. Now weapons, there are tons of weapons in this game, in Counter-Strike Source and 1.6 altogether, but I believe they've added 5 to 7 more weapons. I'm not too sure, I haven't really looked up how many more weapons, but from what I've seen, they've added a couple new SMGs, another machine gun, another sniper, and I don't think they've added another assault rifle. But this is a good thing because, you know, as games get newer, you know, you get your Call of Duties and your Battlefields, they're adding more and more weapons, but the balancing issue starts becoming a little bit harder and harder. So what Valve's trying to do is say, yeah, we're going to add a couple more weapons, but we're going to make sure all the weapons are still balanced. And what they do, and what I think they're doing, is they're using the Source players and using Counter-Strike Source as their test method, and they've been changing recoil patterns, hitboxes, gun sounds, and damages to all the weapons to, I think, perfect the balance issue when Global Offensive comes out, which is really nice because I've been noticing I've been able to use SMGs a lot more. I've been able to use different assault rifles and doing better pistols as well. So I'm very glad to see that they're really trying to make the move forward on balancing. In Counter-Strike, your main weapons are usually M4, AK-47, Desert Eagle, or AWP. That's usually the 4 guns. No, that's 5 guns. No, that's 4 guns that most players use in the competitive side. And Valve wants to make sure that with this game that they make all the weapons usable. Not just 1 or 2 weapons are going to be the most used weapons. So they've increased damages at close range for SMGs. Now assault rifles are close range and medium range, and then snipers are long range. So they've made sure that you can't use one weapon and be able to, you know, one-shot someone from across the map with an AK or an M4 like you used to be able to do, which is good. That makes the gameplay harder. You have to actually think through it. And then the final thing that I've really noticed and I've really liked is the buy menu. Now on the PC, the buy menu, you access it by pressing B, which means buy, and then you've got all your menus like 1, 2, 3, and 4 usually is your pistols, SMGs, shotguns, assault rifles, and then equipment. And with the new style that they've got, it's like the 1.6 port to the consoles where it's a big circle. As soon as you spawn up, you get a big circle on your screen, and you can navigate that way. Personally, for new players, that's a lot easier than having to remember key bindings like B, B14, B43, B42, B86, or B62, B63, things like that. It's a lot easier to remember you having a circle on your face and remembering binding keys. So far, personally, and as a side thing, this game has been updated to the newest Source engine, which is what Portal 2 was. So it's going to look very good, very heavily modded DirectX 9 for sure. It's definitely not DirectX 11, but that's okay with me. I personally think if the game plays exactly like Source and 1.6, kind of like what ProMod did, and just looks brand new, that would be perfectly fine with me. And as long as they don't charge $60 for the game, I guarantee they'll charge like $30, maybe $35 for the game. Other than that, this game honestly is making me just so excited. And like I said, a beta comes out with 10,000 players on November 30th, and I'm super excited. But as a little request for you guys, if any of you guys in TGN or anyone that watches this does get a beta key, please message me so I can do an interview on you guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If I get a beta key, I will let everyone know. I will be live streaming it. I will Facebook it. I will Twitch it. I will Twitter it. I will YouTube it. I mean, I will do anything to get everyone's attention and say, hey, I got the beta. Come watch me. I will live stream the beta like crazy. And I want to help, you know, Valve make sure this game is good and not a bad port, you know. I know they're porting to the other consoles and stuff, which is fine. It doesn't bother me as long as they stay core to us PC players and making sure that we are happy before the consoles are happy. I truly think that this franchise could even, you know, be the top franchise in the FPS world, because honestly, Counter-Strike is the only one left for the PC side that's true to the PC. You know, they make sure everything is good for the PC before they do anything else to the consoles. Even though they know consoles are the big market, they want to make sure their franchise is still true and still known. But just as a side thing, please let me know in the comments what you think about Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Are you guys interested in this game? Have any of you guys played Counter-Strike? If you haven't, I live stream Counter-Strike Source all the time. If you want to follow me when I'm live streaming or just know more about Counter-Strike, you can. I have all my Twitter, my Facebook, my Twitch TV, my YouTube links all down below for you guys. If you guys want to know more about Counter-Strike, the entire game itself, please let me know. But if you guys did like this video, if you like this new format that I'm doing, please comment, like, and favorite this video. It does let me know that I'm doing something right, what I might need to change in the video, and things like that. Until then, guys, until the next episode, it is Hicks here from TGN. Peace.